I want you to think about a couple of things. Where would any of us be today if the first time we failed at anything, we walked away from it entirely? Or if we were so afraid to fail that we never even tried anything new at all? Hey everybody, it's Ed the Trainer, and if you look around, not even carefully, you'll see that it's happening more and more. And it's what we'll talk about next on this week's Tips on Tuesday. So several years ago, we took our kids to the beach for the very first time. In order to get them to go anywhere near the water at all, I had to hold their hands very, very tightly anytime the waves even came close to their feet. Things have certainly changed, and this past week during our annual Ocean City trip, what's become the norm now is that we've got to set up our spot on the beach by 8 a.m. in the morning, and we can't keep our kids away from the surf. Our daughter in particular this year, at 9, was so focused on getting good at body surfing those same waves that my wife and I had to take turns staying extended hours with her while our younger boys had enough of the late afternoons. Every few minutes we'd get a recap of exactly what strategies she used to beat the waves, and she was indeed getting very, very good. But I couldn't help but think of how far she'd come from just a few years back, when all we could think about back then was how powerful the surf was, and we'd sit right at the water's edge, poised for rescue. Now, of course, we still have great respect for the ocean tide now, and we watch closely while she swims, but it's amazing how her perseverance and her commitment to master those waves has given us almost as much confidence as she has in herself. But I can't help but wonder, what if early on, my kids had become so discouraged by those same wild waves and lost interest in the beach altogether? What if they didn't believe that they could eventually become stronger and more capable swimmers and gave up before they even started? It's unfortunate, but it seems like in today's cases, many times no one's even allowed to fail. That failure comes with such a negative connotation that many people would rather do nothing at all, because at least if you didn't try, you didn't really fail, right? Because just taking the chance itself is just too risky. But what if each time you failed, you knew you'd be stronger and more capable for the next opportunity? What if instead of feeling ashamed, we could wear our failure as a badge of honor and be proud of ourselves for how much we've learned? Be proud of ourselves for the bravery that we've shown in continuing just to try. And as long as we're learning and putting our lessons to good use, this type of growth is positive. Before any of us learned to swim, we also learned that we'd sink if we didn't try. Maybe you feel like your life is underwater right now. And maybe it is. But your choices now are as clear as they were back then. You can sink or swim. But don't expect anyone to throw you a line if you're not even willing to make an effort yourself. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today, everybody. I really appreciate your time. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you soon.